Okay, so in the previous lecture you learned how to do long multiplication. It was with 2 columns by 2 columns. Now we're going to do 3 columns by 2 columns. Really quite simple. So we're first going to do what we've normally done. We're going to go 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, exactly like we had in the past, but I'm not going to draw on it like that now, just so that you remember the routine. So we're going to go 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 3 is 3, and 1 times 1 is 1. So we're finished with our units now. Now we're going to go on to our tens. We're going to write down our 0 for our tens. We're busy with this here now. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 times 1 is 3. And then we just plus them all together like we did in the previous lecture. 3 plus 0 is 3. This is 12, carry a 1. That's 11, carry a 1, and that's 4. Okay, so all we have is that this is an extra column that we're timesing by. Okay, let's do the next one. It'll come with practice. Always we start with our units. 0 times 1 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. 1 times 7 is 7. Okay, we finished with our units. Now we're going on to our 10, so we're going to write our 0 down. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 7 is 35. And then we're going to add them all. 0, 0, 7, 5, and 3. There's your answer. So it's not so difficult. Just to recap, let's look at the sum here. We can scribble on it now that it's done. We first do the unit by each one at the top. That one, then that one, then that one. Then we do the 10 by each unit at the top. That one, then that one, then that one. Okay. And every time we're working with our 10, we still put our 0 here. Let's move on. Okay, so we're doing our units first. 4 times 2 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 3 is 6. 6. There we go. Then we're going to do our tens. We're still going to write our 0 down. 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 4 is 8. And 2 times 3 is 6. Now we're going to add 8, 16, that's 14 plus 1 is 15, 7. There we go. Okay, next one. 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 2 is 2, and 1 times 7 is 7. Now we're going to go onto our tens column. So we're going to write our 0 down first. 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 7 is 21. Now we're going to add 3, 11, 14, 2, and 2. Right, so now hopefully you understand that we've just added one extra column in, which means we just multiply by one extra column each time. And you can write these 2 problems down on paper so that you can do them at home. You're going to press pause, copy them down, solve them, and then press play, and then I'll show you the answers together. Okay, so I assume you've now done your work and you're back with your answers. Let's look at the work together. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. On to the tens column. First we write our 0 down. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. Now we're going to add them all up together. 4 plus 0 is 4. 8 plus 3 is 11. That's 7. This is 7, and that's a 1. Okay, next one. 2 times 4 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, now on to our tens. We first write our 0 down. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. And 4 times 4 is 16. Now we're going to add up. 8, 12, 11, 8, and 1. Okay, how did you do? Did you manage those? Okay, they'll come with practice. Now you know how to multiply 3 columns by 2 columns. I'll see you in the next lecture.